What's going on, guys? J-Hoyd back with you today. Welcome back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We are back here in ranked play, having a great game for you here on Fortress Control. But we just had our Major 4 weekend, and oh boy, was it a banger. And I'm gonna say, my predictions were once again awful. They were not good. Our winners bracket was very close, off by one team. Losers bracket, though, always seems to just gone. But either way, let's start out with it. Optic Texas. Where are they? Over my shoulder. They win 3-1, pretty much as expected. It could have been 3-0, 3-1 though, at the end of the day. Subliners versus Vegas. I kind of predicted more of a fight out of Vegas, but they get 3-0 by New York. New York moves on. Thieves versus Rocker. We had the Thieves winning that one. I think we said 3-0. They ended up making it 3-1. Hey, whatever works. Next matchup, Surge versus FaZe. We predicted FaZe. FaZe won. So far, so good. Next matchup in winners bracket round 1. It's the first time I think in a long time I'm recording a video in the morning. So hey, we're bear with me here. Optic Texas versus New York Subliners. We predicted Optic as usual. Optic moves on 3-0. Next matchup, LA Thieves versus the Atlanta FaZe. And you know, this one we actually predicted FaZe to win. However, the LA Thieves won. They move on to winners finals. But we got catch up in the losers bracket. We have round 1, Breach versus Toronto. Toronto ends up winning it as we predicted. The next matchup, Vegas Legion versus the Florida Mutineers. This one was an upset. We predicted Vegas to win this one. We actually had Vegas making a little bit of a run. And this one, Florida wins. And they lose next round, but hey, Florida won. They beat Vegas. Vegas gets double first rounded. Kind of a really underwhelming performance from that team, especially given how good they did this stage. So, hey, I don't know what you guys are going to do, but hey, come back stronger next time. Next matchup, Rocker versus Ravens. Rocker won as we predicted. Next matchup, Surge versus Gorillas. We predicted Surge to win. We're surprised it went to a game 5, but Surge ends up taking it. So far, so good, with the exception of one team being Vegas, right? They kind of let us down here. But we have Ultra versus Florida. We would have had Vegas winning this matchup. However, Toronto 3-0 over Florida. Rocker versus Surge. This one we predicted Surge to win. However, they lost in the game 5, right? Rocker move on. I think we already catch up in round 3? I'm not sure. Optic versus Subliners predicted 3-0. Or we predicted a win, Optic win. I think, yeah, we already did these, right? Yeah, we already talked about that. Round 3 elimination bracket. We predicted, who did we predict? Well, we predicted LA Thieves to be in this situation, but FaZe ends up beating Ultra in the game 5, moving them on to round 4. Then we predicted the Subliners in the Surge to be there. We predicted Surge to win. However, they're not there. New York Subliners win 3-1, moving them on. Now down to our final 4 teams. We have Optic Texas, LA Thieves, and then we have Atlanta FaZe, New York Subliners. Now I gotta admit, this round 4 matchup, FaZe versus Subliners, I actually got back from somewhere and saw this went to game 5, and I think it was like 5-4, I think, or something like that in a search, and I'm like, ooh, I was like, hopefully Subliners end up winning this one. Not that I don't want to, you know, an Optic FaZe rematch, but I was also kind of hoping for the upset because I know Optic is very strong against Subliners as well, but also Optic's had FaZe's number all year long. So I'm like, well, either way, I'm pretty confident, and pretty confident was like, either way. Like, no matter how they get there, I'm pretty confident against either of those teams. The one team, however, in the winners finals that I was not very confident against is the LA Thieves. I don't know what it is, but Optic has not had the best of luck against them. But they end up falling in the winners finals. Optic Texas, they drop down to the elimination bracket finals. LA Thieves move to the grand finals. So we have FaZe versus Subliners. I don't even think I mentioned it. FaZe ends up winning that one, like I said, in the game 5. Elimination bracket final though, Optic Texas versus Atlanta FaZe. Optic 3-0 sweep. Now, it was not an easy, clean 3-0. Obviously, it was very well fought from the FaZe boys. But hey, Optic Texas came out. They 3-0. They come back to the grand finals for the second major in a row where they rematch against the LA Thieves. It was a pretty good matchup, but it just seemed like the Thieves were playing just a little bit better, and you know, they definitely came out strong, and they played well. So congrats to the Thieves boys over there, you know, in Los Angeles, and congrats to Nate Shot. Of course, never really want to see Optic lose, but obviously it's part of the game, part of the gig. But Optic Texas, though, let's look at the bright side for them, though. This is our fourth different major and our fourth different winner, right? First, you know, major, New York Subliners, then we had, was it FaZe, and then Toronto, and then now the Thieves, I think it is. So I had to look myself. Winner Major 2 was FaZe. So we had New York Subliners win Major 1, FaZe win Major 2, Toronto Ultra win Major 3, and now the LA Thieves win Major 4. But for Optic, though, we got to talk about them for a quick sec because, of course, I'm a fan and I'm biased. So Optic, obviously, with all the roster changes, the, you know, the scump retirement, the, you know, all the different stuff they've been through this year, to bring on Ghosty and place back-to-back top 2 is definitely a huge improvement, right? Now, I wasn't a big fan of picking up a Challengers player, but it's been working. So I can't really, you know, say much on, you know, we should do this, we should do that, when, like, it's working, right? We place back-to-back top 2, face off against 2 really good teams, you know, Toronto and then LA Thieves. Obviously, like I said, 2 of our top, like, arguably 4 teams in the game right now. And all we gotta do is get over that little hump at the end, and I think we'll be golden, right? I think we'll be fine. But on your screen, we got the last play. Maybe it's on your screen. I don't even know. Last placements, or final placements for the event. LA Thieves, number 1, $200,000. Optic Texas, $120,000 for them. Atlanta FaZe in 3rd with $80,000. New York Subliners in 4th with $40,000. 5th, 6th, Toronto Ultra and Minnesota Rocker each getting $20,000. 7th, 8th, Florida Mutineers and Seattle Surge getting $10,000. And then 9th, 12th with no money earned, the Gorillas, Breach, Legion, and Royal Ravens. I guess I'll mention it too quick. I mean, I know we talked about it earlier. The Las Vegas Legion, very disappointed them. You know, for getting, I think they went 4-1, right? So we predicted way more out of them coming into this tournament. The fact they got double first rounded. Now, who was their matchup again? I know I just had it on my screen. Who was the first? So New York. I mean, isn't that a 4-5 matchup? Or is it a 3-6? I don't remember. But either way, against Subliners, with how good they've been playing, I mean, New York has been good. Vegas has been good this stage. I'm just really surprised they didn't bring more out in that round 1. And then to lose against Florida, who ends up finishing 7th, 8th, but is also a, like, completely bottom of the standings right now. That's very, very disappointing, honestly. Like, very, very disappointing. Ravens, no surprise. Breach, no surprise. Gorillas, no surprise. They're down there. You know, we expect a little bit more from Surge, but hey, you know, some of those loser bracket matches, you know, sometimes just go either way. And then kind of our top 5, basically our top 5 teams right now. I mean, if you want to exclude Rocker from that conversation right now, but, I mean, Ultra, Subliners, FaZe, Optic, and Thieves, that's pretty much our top 5, like, teams right now. Not necessarily in that order, but, hey, we got a pretty solid top 5 teams. You know, we kind of got a couple bubble teams. We kind of got a couple, like, horrible teams. So apparently the COD League does not have a graphic up for the post-Major 4 standings, but we're on one of our other websites we use a lot for all of our Call of Duty, you know, information, if you want to call it that. But we actually have a top 3 already locked for Call of Duty champs. That's FaZe, that's Optic, and that's the Thieves. All 3 of them locked for champs. Most likely, going into next set of qualifiers, we'll have Ultra and Subliners both clinch, because they're 10 points off, and then like 30 points off. So maybe not the Subliners so early, but right now it's FaZe at number 1, 24 and 14 series count, 88 and 71 map count, 295 CDL points. Optic Texas in 2nd place, which is arguably top 3 is where they probably should be right now. 25 series wins, 13 losses, 86 and 67 map count, and 270 CDL points. In third place are major 4 winners, the LA Thieves, and them are 24 and 14, 63% series count, 89 and 60 map count. That's 60% with 255 CDL points. In fourth place, Toronto Ultra with 245 CDL points. New York Subliners in fifth, 225 CDL points. Sixth place, Seattle Surge at 180. Boston Breach in seventh with 160. Minnesota Rocker in eighth place with 150 CDL points. Vegas Legion, 130 CDL points in ninth place. Florida Mutineers, LA Gorillas, and London Royal Ravens, all 10th, 11th, and 12th in that order with 80, 70, and 60 CDL points. Oh boy, is that a lot of information. But either way, we're doing good so far, right? We got a pretty good, solid top group of players. And like I said, I think our top 5 is definitely kind of solidified for champs as our top 5 teams. And I think like Seattle, Boston, and maybe even throw like Minnesota and maybe even like Vegas in there as the bubble teams. And then like Florida Gorillas and London Royal Ravens are just not it. They're just not doing much. But either way, I think that's going to do it for today's video. If you did enjoy, hit that like button down below if you haven't yet. Or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you never miss an upload. And don't forget, you can always change your mind later. With all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.